Alright. Should be good to go. Think everything's all set up. Stream is live. Let's just make sure, like, noise is happening. Can imagine it is. Well, I'll find out in a minute if no noise is happening. Hey, Boba. Oh. Perfect, perfect. Little afternoon stream for today. I was up till like 3 last night, so figure might as well take it a little bit easier. Take a peek at some Chasca artifacts, because I believe today is not the day for her. It is. Oh. Maybe we just farm this domain. I think this is what we do, because I'm not going to have enough books. Just conflict. Alright, let's do that. Rip a couple runs of this, save some resin, probably hit some trouts. Maybe. Is this ready? No. Oh, how you been, Boba? Hopefully pretty good. Let's see if we can rip through these guys here. Ooh. I wish there wasn't pyro on them. That way I could quicken them. Maybe this isn't the best team for this domain. Maybe I'll just run into a Hu Tao team or something like that. He is doing no damage. Good. Good to hear. This is going to be a lot of farming, I'll tell you that much. Let's go ahead and swap teams. Oh yeah, I can get rid of teams now. Can disband you. Can disband you. Can disband you. Raiden is pretty much off my roster now with Sethos. It's pretty crazy. Sethos' damage is quite strong. It's very cool. Come on, where'd you go? Thanks. Oh. What's up, Nod? How you doing? We're just getting ready for Chasca right now, farming up some of her mats. Now that I can do it on live. Rather than like having to be all closeted about it. Yep. Well, I'm gonna do artifacts once it gets down to like 80 resin. But yeah, gonna be doing some artifacts. Gonna refresh a couple times. Talent books are gonna be the biggest kicker, making sure we get enough of these. I believe I need, in the ballpark, well, depends on what I'm going to take up to level 9 or take up to level 8. I'd like to 888 her first day, if that's going to be possible. And then from there, go higher. But I got a little bit less than a week to do it. Or no, I got 10 days to do it. So it should be okay. It's that's a couple days of farming talent books. And then I gotta save up some resin for, her boss mats when they come out. Which shouldn't be too bad. I realistically don't know how many of these I need. All I know is I'm gonna need 9 green ones and like upwards of 30 gold books. And hopefully the gold books just aren't the kicker, you know what I mean? I feel like all parts of her kit are gonna be equally as important from what I've seen, so I mean I might go higher than 30 on a normal attack or burst, but I think it's literally like after it goes 4, 6, doesn't it go like 12, 16 or something ridiculous? To bring a talent up to 10, to crown a talent. And doesn't it take, well, it takes an extreme amount of Mora as well. I gotta make sure I have upwards of like 7 million Mora. So tomorrow might end up just being a Mora day. Which is kind of, ugh. But I do gotta get probably a better Sands for her. And I kind of maybe have a circlet, but I would also like a better flower, because I don't have a flower that works well for her. Gonna need some level up books too, I would imagine. Need 112 gold books to triple crown her. Meaning if I was to divide that by 3, that's 33 plus, well, that'd be like 33 plus 4. It's like 36-ish? Probably? No. 37 gold books doesn't make sense. It's either 36 or 38. I'll look in a second. But I'm going to have to farm all of her world mats on one day, which is probably going to require help from the viewers. Because also farming her boss mats. Her boss mats are going to be the only thing I have to do day of. But I don't think I'm even going to be able to get enough Chasca, what's it called? Trounce materials. I know what trounce materials she takes, and I've been saving and farming Arlecchino every week and saving all of my dream solvent. But I don't think I'm going to be able to physically have enough. Even to trounce it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 18. I think right now I might not even have 10. I'd need 12 to do 10, 10, 8. And her elemental skill might be the thing that gets 8'd. Instead of saying triple crowning Chasca day 1, it will have to be a crowning Chasca day 1 thing, which is kind of sad. But, from the time she got announced to where, I was able to see what her trounce mat was, there wasn't enough time to farm the specific one that I needed, so. And also save up enough dream solvent, so. They are the silken feathers from Arlecchino. So I should be able to probably maybe have enough of those. If I was to do 1, 8, 110, 1, 8, 110, what would that cost me? 84 gold books is wild. Wow. Only takes 5.3 mil more, though. I already got her weapon. Not her specific weapon, but I already got a weapon leveled up for her, so... Looks like I'm going to have to save some Mora, baby. I'll also be able to get some Mora for something from her, which is okay. With 3 original resin, 43 of her boss mats should be possible in a day. I just have to save up original resin. I have 1 right now. I'll need to somehow come up with 2 more. I'll be able to figure it out. So that is what I want. Trying to do the math on this one. I actually don't have an Anemo DPS right now, so I love the idea of Chasca, personally. I do love... I think Chasca's going to be very cool, so I'm very much for it. So I need to leave 62 of these. I need to leave 62 books. 62 is like 21. So I can't craft 21. 48 minus 21 is like 20, or it's like 17. Oh my god. That freaking siren is annoying. Oh no, I can craft more than that. I need to have 62 left over. 6 times 3 is 18. That's fine. I'm struggling with thinking about how on earth I'm going to get Chasca and Malvika and Sitlali, and it's not a fun thought. Okay, so I have 45 of these, and I need to double this amount. Jesus. Wow. Wow. And how many of the trounce mats do I have? I have 3. I can make 3 more, and then I can make 4 more. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 3 is 10. Okay, I have 10, and I need 12. Okay, I'll be able to get that next week. Okay. Or no, I'll be able to get 2 more runs in. But yes. Good. And I have 7 Dream Solvent right now. So I need to get a little bit more Dream Solvent probably to be okay. This is going to be like... This is like going to be the most intensive build yet. Because I got to like do so much pre-prep for it to even be potentially possible on day 1. Essentially, since all of her world materials and boss materials are in a new region, I think I'm going to have to get some original resin somehow and hold on to it. Which makes me wonder if, like, the only way I'm going to go about that is like a Wayfarer's bundle, hold on to it, or something. I don't know. It's a little bit of a tricky biscuit. Unless there's a way that I still have some available throughout other means, like Tablet of Tona, not Tablet of Tona. Well, if Tablet of Tona levels up, if you get more, I wonder. I think I might be have one in the Tablet of Tonema that I'd immediately be able to level up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can't get it right now, but next version I'll get that, and then I'll have to grab one more this week from the Wayfarer's bundle, and then there's my 3 original resin. Because the amount of resin with max refreshes, assuming you have 200 saved up, isn't enough for her boss to get all of them to get her up to 81. Then on top of things, I need more and stuff like that. So, bleh. Let's do some Night Soul farming. I'm gonna go ahead and take Knichin here because yesterday I had xilonen and all I was getting was goddamn Cinder City artifacts, and I'm sick of getting Cinder City artifacts. It'll be great on Ororon if I end up picking up an Ororon copy, but I am frustrated. I don't want to get any more Cinder City. Just give me Obsidian Codex, please. Especially since we can't strongbox it. It's gonna be a year before we can strongbox anything for this region. Well, that didn't really crit. Also gonna need some Anemo gems as well. I didn't think about that. I already have plenty of crowns. Considering tomorrow is Sunday, I'm not going to max refresh today because it doesn't make economical sense with the primos that I got for right now. So I think what I want to do is hold on to those and just do up to like 4 refreshes a day or something like that. I'll do it tomorrow as well. Wow. It's a great Chasca piece. Or not Chasca. xilonen. I've just been getting great Cinder City pieces. And very not great Knichi or Chasca pieces. If I have to move pieces off of Knichi on day 1, I will. It's just not preferable. Oh yeah, and I can sanctify something now, can't I? Am I allowed to use my typewriter? No. I can't extract. Well, I'll be able to get a Sands. For Mavwika. Or not Mavwika. Chasca. That'd be really good for zhongli. Man. Great off pieces. I'm getting some great off-piece artifacts, which is okay. It's just necessarily, like, this isn't going to be the greatest for actually getting characters built. How did that not hit either of them? I'm gonna need a lot of world enemy materials. Meaning I'm gonna... Why so much Cinder City, man? They're all coming out from that new boss. Or no, she takes Fangs. Oh no, she takes Tyrant's Fangs. Okay, nice. So I don't have to worry about a ton of all that stuff. I mean, her world mats are these flowers that come out with the new region. Probably around the Flower Feather Clan, I would imagine. I just hope I don't have to progress through any of the story to actually be able to farm them, because then that would mean other people have to progress through the story to farm them, which would stink. Her level up materials themselves are Tyrant's Fangs. Okay. Not good. And not good. Not good. Not good. Wow. That sucks. Oh, Lord. Looks like each talent is going to take an obscene amount of Tyrant's Fangs. Maybe that's what we do today, is farm those guys. I don't think that's a horrible idea. Each talent's going to take like 1.6 mil Mora. So there's that too. We'll have to tackle that on an off day. You know, that's the best flower that I've gotten so far, so we'll roll with it. Even though it's got no crit at all, it's still the best thing that I've seen. I'd much rather level up that than one with one singular crit rate roll that's garbage. Yeah, this could roll crit damage, but the chances are so unlikely. Even this is garbage. This is also garbage, but it's got the attack roll. I mean, this is also viable, but it's like, yeah. Yeah, it's just garbage. It could be fine. This could be, like, okay, but man, the other rolls are rough. This goblet will be okay. And this is his potential. It's the hard part, man. Finding a circlet that's going to work for her. I'm pretty positive it's got to be crit rate, especially if we're running first great magic on her, which is what we will do. Crit damage? Nice. Hit crit damage one more time, and then I got myself a perfect circlet. Which would be arguably the hardest thing to get, because Goblet will be off-piece, and then we just got to worry about a Sans. That's a little bit more functional than the one that we got. Kanicha's Sans would be fine, but if possible, I'd like to avoid pulling pieces off Kanich and having stuff that's a little bit more geared towards Chasca herself. And I feel like Elemental Mastery is going to be a big kicker, even though it might not seem like it. I think it's going to be a big determinant for her damage. Tubby might have a transient for me, honestly. Maybe we go talk to Tubby after this and see what's up. Also, my Zhongli, I need to level up her artifacts because I got this amazing onset Sans for her. Gotta level that up. This is awesome, even though it's got defense, but this is awesome with the EM substat. And then, the EM main stat. This is a great piece. This is great. This is awesome. ER and crit rate. This is the potential to be awesome as well. And, you know, you're rocking. We could get some more crit rate on there, and then we'd be at a happy number with, you know, engulfing. And obviously your talent's a little low, but I think it's okay. I have the potential to have a really nice Zhongli soon. I've always kind of neglected her because she's just been, like, kind of one of those characters that gets thrown on the side, but having her level up a little bit more, just boost my overall damage. Wow, that's just so sad. If it comes to it, I'll hold on to that, but... Okay, there's a good flower. It's purple, which is fine. But that's a good flower. I'll take a purple, good rolled flower, because flower itself being, you know, being legendary doesn't matter that much. If it was Sans, yes, but flower itself does not matter. Flower Feather, as long as you get good sub rolls, you can take the hit of not having that 5th roll, and typically you're going to be fine. I know for a fact Ororon's not going to be building defense. Alright. So Tubby, I have enough stuff with Tubby. Because I'd like to get that transient. I might not. I do. I have enough. Nice. We will definitely be using that. Oh, Yanfei's maxed out now. Let's go find Yanfei and swap her out. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well pick up some artifact XP, if I can afford it. I can afford one. That's fine. That's probably more important, honestly. Every little bit of resin saved is resin saved. With Mora, it just becomes so expensive so fast, you know? Let's go ahead and swap Yanfei out of here. It's good to see that I got her up to level 10, which is very nice. I think Yanfei must be upstairs. Yep. Nice. Alright, let's put her to sleep. And then... who do we want up next? I feel like these characters are going to get a lot of utilization on their own. Perhaps we take up somebody more niche. Maybe Amber would be pretty cool to have. Eventually, I'll get all my people up to 10. I just gotta play the game a little bit more. It'll happen. I just gotta start using more diverse teams than the typical mainstays. But, let's go check out what Yanfei's card looks like, eh? Alright, where is my Yanfei? Because I've had her for a long time and used her for a long time. Okay, that's pretty cool. I wonder if I have any cool... backgrounds. Wow, lots of Traveler's Notes. I have a lot of characters. I'll show you, though. Where are all my Friendship 10 stuff? Or am I just, like, a goose and don't see it? Oh, here it is. Man, I must not have a lot of characters at Friendship 10? Man, I wish I got this one. I'm pretty sure this was the first Battle Pass. I have the second Battle Pass one, which is... somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere. All I know is I have the second one. I just don't recall where it is. You know, I thought I had more characters at Friendship 10 than I guess I do. Maybe we throw it back and do something cool. Change up the profile, avatar. Nah, I don't want to use a character. Ah! I want something different. That looks cool. Sure. All right. So character-wise, I am missing a lot. A lot of the newer characters. I have a lot of people from back in the day, except for Klee and Xiao. I have every Liyue character, I believe, except for Xiao and Shenhe. And I guess Baizhu, if you count him Liyue. But I thought he's from Sumeru. I don't really know. Oh, and I guess Xianyun. But they're not really releasing any more Mondstadt characters, honestly, which is kind of sad. I don't have any... They haven't released a Mondstadt character in a while. Probably because there's too many already, but... I don't really want Klee. I think her playstyle's kind of clunky. Her damage... I mean, I've seen her Burgent damage. It's really cool, but... I think it's a little bit subpar. Xiao is awesome. Maybe one day I'll get him when he reruns or something like that. But, you know, I'm going to be grabbing Chasca, who will be a fun and emo DPS. I don't have one. You know, I don't have Wanderer. I don't have Xianyun. I don't have Xiao. And they don't release them very often. As far as Fontaine characters go, the only one I wish I grabbed would be Navia. And then I'd have every Geo character ever. But Navia is pretty cool to me. I'm not a big fan of Arlecchino, Clarine, or Neuvillette, Risley. They're awesome characters, awesome designs, but just not for me. And I probably would pick up Emily. I don't think I'd pick up Mulan because I don't need another Hydro character, for Christ's sakes. But it'd probably be characters I want would be Emily, Navia, Baizhu, Dea, and then Shenhe, probably. Those will be the ones that I want. Those will be the ones that I summon for on a rerun, so. Which is nice, because it's going to be me holding on for a little bit and not having to drop too much. I'm not going to be summoning for Nuvi, and I'm not going to be summoning for Zhongli. I just am not a big fan of Nuvi, and Zhongli himself is not my biggest. Yeah, I do want Dea, because I want to get rid of Xiangling and having to use Xiangling in every team. Running a Golden Troop Dea with a lot of ER and... not ER, sorry. Golden Troop Dea with, you know, kind of like a skill focus would be cool to me. Just as an off-field pyro app. I haven't gotten Dea. I would love Dea. Because I'm sick of using Xiangling in every single team where I need pyro application. Dea is the only other character that kind of fits into that slot pretty well. I feel like pyro is more applicable in 99% of cases, so I would venture and say that, you know, Mavi is probably going to be better than Nuvi, especially since she's an Archon. I mean, we all know Nuvi's. There's 2 Archons in Fontaine, but I have a feeling that Malvika will probably be stronger than Nuvi. Do I not have a single consumable? You know, I'll probably hold on to that, but I'll go ahead and get rid of this. Roll crit damage and you're perfect. EM is fine. EM or crit damage there was fine. This is an okay circlet. I think I'm just gonna probably do that, because I feel like that'll be happier than this. And then this I'm pretty much locked in unless I level this up. And then sands wise I'm pretty much locked in here to this one. So I would need a better sands. And this will get some levels eventually. Okay. Oh, you're not guaranteed? Me neither. And that's why I'm not summoning anymore on this banner. Although I'd love a Sethos copy. I'm at... If my history decides to load. I got Xingqiu'd about 11 times and... My pity's up there. Like, really up there. Um... 12 times 5 is 60 plus 3 is 63. I'm just too close to another 5-star, and I don't want Nugget or Hu Tao. If I lose, it's fine, but I also have the chance of winning the 50-50 on Chasca, so it's like... Yeah. It's hard for me not to summon when I want 4 stars. And it's terrible because I enjoy building 4 stars more than 5 stars. And 4-star constellations are awesome. I heard... Someone told me that it was... Fischl on the Fischl Ororon, and then somebody else on the Malvika banner. I don't remember who the third one was. Do you know off the top of your head? Or not Malvika banner, sorry. Chasca banner. Do you know? I was just surprised they're having 2 Electro characters on the same one. Which is originally why I didn't think that was the case, but... I'll run it through Google really quick. Because I know I'll probably end up getting some Ororon in the process, which will be fun to build. And he'll probably be built throughout the week, honestly. Genshin banner 4 stars. Chasca. Oh, that's terrible. Has potential, I guess. Gonna be Chasca Lene. Yeah, it's not, I mean, all that we know is that Ororon is on it. I guess we don't know who else is on it, and they won't announce it for a while, but I just hope it's not some 4-star that, like Fischl. Like, if I end up getting a lot of copies of Fischl, I'm going to be sad, because I really don't need Fischl. I mean, I have her C6. If I get Ororons, that'd be great, but if the other one's, like, a character I already got a bunch of constellations on, it's just here. I don't even know if that's good as an off-face. Probably not. Oh, 19-second clear. Could have been faster with Bennett. Yeah, I'm pretty positive Ororon's going to be in there. I mean, that's what it says on the release notes. It's just I don't want, you know, a ton of Fischl copies. Like this banner, I was only able to get 3 Xingqius. I have C2, and I got, or sorry, Sethos. I was only able to get 13 Sethos. On this banner, I'll tell you exactly how many Xingqius I got. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. I got 8 Xingqius and about 6 Kuki Shinobus, both of which I already had C6. And I only got 3 Sethos. And almost every single 4-star 50-50 I lost. I drilled probably 180 pulls into this banner. I got Mona lost the 50-50 for Hu Tao. And got Hu Tao on accident while going for Sethos. And now I have another 60 pulls on top of that one. 240 pulls, 3 Sethos copies. This is why pulling for 4 stars is so punishing. Because I didn't want Hu Tao. Like, I had her C0 and she was fine. Like, I don't think it was needed. you know? Yeah, Kuki's fucking amazing. You could probably farm another pity until Malvuika, considering there's going to be Chasca banner, another 3-week banner after that, and then the 3-week banner of Malvuika. So during the Malvuika banner, sometimes people forget. They're like, oh, I have to get Malvuika day 1. No, you got 3 weeks. You got like 9 weeks to get up to pity, you know? Which with events and the whole entire new couple of sections of the region unlocking, I mean, the new region itself should be like 20 pulls. And that's typically what it's like if you 100% it. Ish. It's like 20 pulls. Ish. And there's events and all that stuff. And I mean, obviously there's codes, you know. Yeah, I think people are really positive the official's going to be on it, but I keep doubting it because why would they throw 2 Electro characters, 2 Electro 4-stars on? I don't know, from like a game balancing perspective, it doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. Hoyo does what Hoyo wants. And Fischl hasn't been out in a while. I know people are thirsty for Fischl. And putting Fischl on would make people more inclined to summon on it anyways. Even if they don't want Chasca. These codex pieces I'm getting are just absolute trash. I am getting more codex than I got yesterday, though, at least. Who knows, honestly? I just wish they'd announce the 4-stars at the same time. That way I would know and have time to prep for a video or something like that. Yeah, I'd love to take a peek at your Yanfei. Let me know what your UID is, except when you type your UID in chat, you're going to have to put like hyphens in between it to space it out. Also to let me know what region you're on, and let me know what team you play in. And we'll be able to kind of go from there. I mean, that's a terrible Milani piece even. This is probably going to be a great Auroron piece. I mean, it is an ER Sands. That's awesome. It's much better than that. It's good HP Sands. Do I have a better defense Sands? For Kachina? Yeah. Good HP. Good at Nemo. Bad Geo. Good defense. Good HP. Good defense. Is that better? Maybe. Good Hydro. Decent defense and decent HP. Burgeon. Yeah, 970 EM is good for Hyper Gloom Raiden. As much EM as possible is really where you want to be at. Also, make sure Yanfei is on your profile as well for your character herself. If she's not up on your thing, Blaze. Looks like she is, as of 2 days ago. Alright, let me switch windows over here. Do you have Dodoko tails, by the way, Blaze? Yeah, I know. Cinder City's been dropping way better than Codex. I haven't gotten a single good Codex piece, honestly. Other than that potentially okay crit rate circlet with EM and crit damage, which is fine. Wish you had Dodoko? Okay. It's a lot of crit damage on Nahida. Are you on-fielding Nahida? I know this is... I'm kind of getting sidetracked, but are you on-fielding Nahida so that her personal, like, spread or dendro damage is getting buffed? Like, I can really only see this Nahida working in a spread crit build, because you don't have her C2, so her stuff won't crit, and it's not like building crit on her matters anyways for her C2. On-field? Okay, cool. Get some crit rate on her. Take Witsav off. Get some crit rate on her. I know you haven't leveled up your talents, but focus on literally leveling all of them up, because they're all equally as important. Ride in C0, which goblet better, Electro or Attack? Depends on your other statistics. Typically, you're just going to want to try and get up to around 300 elemental recharge, especially at C0. You know, Engulfing helps with that. But I run my Ride in Electro at C0. I found that her overall damage is better. It really depends on, you know, just which one matches your build style more based off of how much elemental damage bonus you have and how much attack you have. But typically, you know, Electro is going to be better at lower constellations. I would really avoid attack for a while. So yeah, that's what I would do, Nani. Yeah, Skyward Spine is great. Skyward Spine is great. Helps with the ER, helps throw a little, you know, on there. If Nani, you want to put your UID in chat, I'll take a look as long as Raiden's on your profile and we can maybe make some tweaks. So I know I'm getting sidetracked, Blaze, and looking at your Nahida, but this is a juicy, juicy flower. This is amazing. EM, crit rate, crit damage. This is perfect. EM, attack percent, crit rate. That's nice. It's very nice. You know, you don't necessarily need attack percent as much because it doesn't scale spread damage. EM scales spread damage, but crit rate is important. I mean, potentially a feather with more EM and more crit rate / crit damage versus attack percent, because that's not really what you want. It's okay, but meh. We'll take a look at this in a second because it doesn't really matter because it's not leveled. But dendro damage bonus is fine. This is a happy place to be because in terms of overall, I mean, you got crit damage on here, you got attack on here, that's fine. Ideally, you'd want an EM and crit roll, you know, on your dendro piece, especially since it's your off piece, but you might not be able to get it. EM is going to scale harder than any crit number, especially if you're using her in a spread team, which I'm assuming you are, because that's really the only way to amplify her on-field personal damage. You know, if you're using her in a Hyperloom and on-fielding her, it doesn't really work to scale her damage, unless she is spreading and you have that quicken on-field. I would 100% jump to a crit rate circlet instead if you're going to use Woodsith. If you're not going to use Woodsith, you know, I would switch to a crit rate circlet, potentially, or sorry, not a crit rate circlet, potentially where is it? Not a prototype Amber. Like Wandering Even Star if you have it, or Mapamara is really good. Sack Frags is also really good. Witsith is great, you know, but, you know, she's only going to be able to be on-fielded for 10 seconds with this, and then she loses its buff. With the Elemental Mastery being increased by 480, it's awesome, especially for spread damage, assuming you get that proc. You just gotta... it's a 50-50, you know. But it only occurs once every 30 seconds, so it's like... If you're on-fielding Nahida, I would avoid Hyper Bloom if you're on-fielding her, because it won't be capitalizing on her personal spread damage. For Nahida on-field, you're going to want to be triggering spread. Well, I don't have barely any catalyst, so I can't make a good reference point for you. I know there is a good craftable catalyst. I saw you had Lost Prayer on your Yanfei. If you're not using them in the same team, you know, because I can't imagine you'd be on-fielding Nahida in a Virgin situation. Lost Prayer would be great because the elemental damage bonus, getting up to 4 stacks there when in battle every 4 seconds. You know, you got her on field. You're using her rotation maybe 8 to 12 seconds, so you're getting. I think this is 8% at R1, perhaps. I don't remember. But you know, you're getting an extra 24%. Oh, you don't have Sack Frag? Oh, I saw this up here with Yanfei. That's what I thought you had Sack Frag. That's my bad. Yeah, with now the win, I would definitely focus more on spread and focus purely on EM. And perhaps just try and cut down on Hyper Bloom. Hyper Bloom's just going to be a reaction that happens on the side. You know, it's not going to be your main focus. It's just going to occur, assuming you're using her with a Hydro unit. But for spread damage, I would just totally avoid using her as a Hydro unit. All right, Blaze. So let's get off of the Nahida that totally distracted me and look at the Yanfei here. Solar Pearl, very nice. Where's my Solar Pearl? Main stat, normal attack hits, elemental skill and burst damage. That's awesome. Elemental skill and elemental burst increase normal attack. Nice. Solar Pearl is a great option for her. Blaze, what is your AR-45? Is there any way you can level up her weapon further? Because that's what's really going to strengthen her damage. Is leveling this up. I know it won't boost the crit rate by maybe more than 4%, getting it up to level 80, but the base attack, yours is level 60, mine is level 70. You can't see it here. Mine is level 70 and it already has 388. Base attack scales harder than most other things in this game, so I would definitely focus on getting a higher base attack if you can. So I would 100% prioritize getting this up to level 80 or even 90, as soon as possible. That would be the first thing that I do. Are you using her more as a normal attacker, or are you using her more as like a quick swap? Are you going normal, charged attack, elemental skill? Are you going elemental skill, normal, charged attack? Just say I am charged attack or I am elemental skill / burst. I'm assuming you're normal attack, but not everybody plays her the same way. While you do that, I'm going to pull up a damage calculator. Yeah, you can charge. Yeah, I can level up more. Charge attack? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Alright, so, whoops, not supposed to show that website. So, let me see if I can see what you guys see here. Alright, we're going to be doing this. That shouldn't be too small. Let me know if it is, but it shouldn't be. So with Yanfei, you're using her in a Burgeon team, so I would imagine, in a perfect scenario, we're looking at Nahida, we're looking at what Hydro support do you have? Probably Xingqiu. Yeah, we're going to use Xingqiu. And then we're going to use, let's just say, Bennett, because we have enough application here. Bennett, we don't got to worry about what weapon he's using. We'll run Noblesse on Bennett. Xingqiu, there's no buffing piece that we could use on him here. And then Nahida, Deepwood Memories. Nahida, there is no weapon that you have on your Nahida. What do you have on her? You have Woodsith on your Nahida. It's a personal buffing weapon. Personal buffing, there is no buffing. And we are using Solar Pearl at level 60, and that is R1. So, elemental skill, we're just going to start all of these off at level 6 just to gain a peek. You're using 4-piece Shimenawas. This is to kind of give you a baseline of where you're currently at. And I want to show you an adjustment over EM and everything else. So we're looking at a crit damage main stat. I'm going to go ahead and 20 all of these. Just for the sake of, this is attack. Yes. Okay. I was going to say there's no point in me doing this if it's not attack. And then you're at 51.3. Crit rate doesn't matter. We're just going to have to get that crit damage here up to, see if I can make this any bigger. We're just going to have to make that crit rate a little bit higher, or that crit damage up to 150. So we'll just add 20.2 on there, and then another 20.2. All right, and then we'll go against level 100 targets from group 1, so they just have standard resistances. All right, now I'll see you. We're going to go with Pyro Resonance, and we are going to have some Vaporize happening there. And we're going to be using her Elemental Burst. Nahida will be Ascension 1 with, let's just say 750 Elemental Mastery for now. Bennett, we will be using Bennett's Burst. His highest possible base attack is 865, but for the purpose of this, we'll say 700. And I don't know what constellations you have, so let's just say it's level 8. Now, for weapons, we are going to be buffing Solar Pearl, and we are going to be buffing Shimenawas and Noblesse. Team-wide debuffs, we are not going to have any, I believe, other than Deepwood Memories. All right. So looking here at her damage numbers, she's got 152 crit damage, 25% crit rate. This is fine. This is very similar to what you have. Crit rate doesn't matter. We're not looking at we're not looking at oh, sorry, I gotta level up your Yanfei. What is she? She's level 80 out of 80. And what con do you have her? C0. Okay. So, right now... Oh, I also do have to add on her EM. She's at 21 EM. Yeah, that makes sense. So, with all these procs, we're good. Okay. So, right now, normal attacks. I'm assuming you're using for charge attacks. These are Vaporize. Alright. This is what you're going to be hitting with Vaporize. And that's on all of your skills and bursts and everything like that. So, for Burgeon, each Burgeon core, because they cannot crit, is going to be 8,000. That's with an attack stance, Solar Pearl, level 60 out of 60. We're going to bump that Solar Pearl up to 80 out of 80. We go from 8,400. Stay the same. See how it doesn't adjust Burgeon? But now look at her charged attack damage. We went from 15, all right, 15, 19, 20, to 17, 21, 24. So big damage boost there just by getting Solar Pearl up to 80, all right? Assuming you're proccing all your Shimenawas and all that jazz at your current crit damage amount, all right? Now, here's what's going to happen with Burgeon. So we're at say 28k on your 4 sealed, right? Watch what happens when I switch you to Elemental Mastery. You go up to 29k. Elemental Mastery Sands. You immediately go up an extra 2,000 damage. All right? On your Elemental skill, we go from attack percent at 21 to now 22.6. Elemental Burst, we go from 23.5 to 24.3. All right, and this is what's going to buff your Burgeon damage. Your Burgeon damage with attack isn't affected. You're at 8,400. All right. Now you're at 13k for Burgeon. Okay. And that's with a very insignificant amount of Elemental Mastery. All right. So assuming, you know, you have a strong 1,000 EM Nahida, all right, and you are using Let's see here. Noblesse, Winsith. Yep, yep, yep. And then we get a little bit more EM on your substats. So maybe we'll just go with a modest 21 EM on every single piece here. Which I think is fair. Because that's like 1 to 2 rolls. You go up to 15k at 500 EM for your Burgeon. And it's going to boost all your other damage as well, because it's all reaction damage. So if you can get her Elemental Mastery up to right around 500, you're going to be in a lot happier place with, you know, with your Burgeon damage. And obviously I know this is with Nahida, so let's just take off her Ascension 1. Nahida Ascension 1 at 1000 EM is literally 5000 damage across the entire board in her Elemental Burst. So that's how I would definitely invest in her for your Burgeon team. Now let's say you're not using Nahida though. Maybe you're using Dendro Traveler, who tends to be better than Kale, and you're still running a Deepwood Dendro Traveler. Notice how your Burgeon damage went back down to 8k, alright? So, doesn't matter what weapon you use, but we're using Deepwood. We're going to have, you know, Ascension 1 Traveler. Maybe we'll start off with a modest 8 stacks, increasing team-wide Elemental Mastery, and you can get her Constellation 6. So, we are going up to Pyro, which is fine. And then that boosts elemental damage bonus. And then that gets you right up around 10k. It's still a very happy place to be. I know it's not as good as Nahida, because her elemental mastery just went down by 200 points. But, you know, it's still going to do some decent damage, and it's a more free option since, you know, you don't have to, you know, focus it as much. Now here's the other kicker in the balls, right? If you're gonna focus more on EM, you could immediately tack on an extra 100 EM on here. If you're using Dendro Traveler, and her damage would go up by quite a bit. All that extra damage buff was just coming from Nahida's additional 250. There is a world where you can run an EM circlet, assuming you get enough crit rate and crit damage. Like, I'll show you, because with an Elemental Mastery circlet in Sands, you're hitting 12Ks. You know, without Nahida, we throw Nahida back in there, you know, and she's just using Deepwood. She's Ascension 1 with, you know, 750 Elemental Mastery like we were looking at before, and Deepwood buff is procced. We're hitting 17Ks per Burgeon, right? That's with an EM circlet and Sand. And it's not like it's going to crit anyways, so you don't really need crit. Yeah, her crit damage here is going to come down, but if you're using her for Burgeon cores, it doesn't matter, you know? Here's the other crazy thing. Bam! Because she's not dealing pyro damage, right? You switch her to an Elemental Mastery Goblet, she's hitting damn near 20k with Nahida. Damn near 20k. Let's get that Nahida maxed out. 21k, right? EM, EM, EM on Shimenawa's. And here's the other thing. To boost Burgeon, you don't even want Shimenawa's. So you could adjust it so that there's a world where we are getting... I don't want to make sure I'm getting the same crit damage and crit rate here, but... I'll show you what her normal attacks are, too, with as much EM. Now, I believe for... It's going to be Gilded Dreams. And we're going to go EM, EM, and EM. We're going to go ahead and max all these out and make sure her crit damage goes up to 90. So 20.2 and 20.2. Alright, we're going to make sure Gilded Dreams is procced. Now check these numbers out, huh? You run Gilded Dreams. Look at your Burgeon damage. 22k. You know? Instead of Solar Pearl, I mean, I understand that you're using Solar Pearl here. Yes, her Force Field Charge attack is only hitting 21k, which is a little bit less than running Shimenawa's, but you're not always going to be proccing Shimenawa's, you know? It's a little bit less, but you're getting a lot more out of Burgeon. 22k versus 20k. You know, it's a lot when you're triggering a lot of Burgeon cores. The other thing is if we're going to switch her off a Soul of Pearl, let's just throw it on the craftable Mappa Mar. Get that up to level 80. And you can get this up to R5. She's hitting 24Ks. R5? She's hitting 26k 4-seal charge attacks. Same exact thing as Solar Pearl, except a lot more consistent. So, it's up to you. But, and obviously that is with Gilded Dreams. But the benefit of you farming, you know, for Nahida right now in her Deepwood pieces is you're going to be getting Gilded Dreams pieces. So it's not like you need to farm Shimenawa's Emblem, Deepwood, and Gilded Dreams. You just have to farm one domain. You know? So that's kind of the approach that I would take. You know, and this is with... Yeah, Boomin, I will check your Hu Tao. Just put your UID in chat. Make sure to separate it with hyphens. And make sure your Hu Tao is in your profile with show statistics on. So... Here's the thing. You get these talents up to level 8, Blaze. It's not going to affect her Burgeon at all. It's going to just affect her personal damage. But it's going to jump up. You go from 30k... Sorry. You go from 27 all the way up to 30 just by 2 levels. Thank you, Boomet. I'll check it out right now. And that's obviously with you using Nahida, but you can use Dendro Traveler and achieve similar results. So, all right, perfect. Blackcliff, level 90, 92 Tau, Friendship 10, 999. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm assuming you're running her in a vape team. Nice. All right. Good crit damage, good ER, lacking in crit rate. A little rough. It's okay. Marsha says would probably be a better go than Sheem. In my opinion, because you can achieve similar crit damage numbers, it's just your crit rate. This is nice because it's got crit rate, HP, and attack percent. Attack percent isn't as important as HP or Elemental Mastery. Your Elemental Mastery is ungodly low. Your Hu Tao is going to probably double her damage with, you know, getting that Elemental Mastery, at least above 100. I'll show you. So your current stats right now. All right. Where is Hu Tao? Here. So you're 90 out of 90. You're using Blackcliff, which is here. Stats-wise, you're running 4-piece Shimenawas. And I'm assuming you're trying to proc Shimenawas as much as possible. Your crit damage, I believe your Pyro Damage Goblet. Yep, Pyro Damage Goblet. And then HP Sands, I would hope. Yep, okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alright, and you're 999 across the board. Now let's balance out some of these numbers here. So if we're 999 and C0, I'm not going to worry about... Well, I guess I'll throw crit numbers in here, but we'll do non-buffing units. We'll just do Xingqiu to trigger Vape and another Pyro, just to exist. So Xingqiu and... I don't know, fucking Bennett. Well, no, I won't use Bennett. I'll just use... Where's Amber? Here. Because they have no buffing. Now, I assume you probably have somebody in your team running Noblesse. She is solo? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to be triggering Vaporize. If she's solo and you're not triggering Vaporize, then you don't need EM. But... I would 100% recommend getting EM going. Alright, so right now your Hu Tao's hitting on standard more than that because... Alright. Where'd Akasha go? There it is. Dash gives 30k plus. Well, yeah, that makes sense. If you're not using EM, we understand if you use her in a vaporized situation and you literally just put, you know, like watch. She's hitting 44k charge attack here. Oh, she is D1, okay. This is what it's calculating, assuming everything gets procced, but that's with vape. 30k is right here. This is without your additional crit damage and crit rate stats. Obviously, your crit damage is, what, 269, so... And then... Alright, that's fine. Hitting 35k charged. Yeah, of course, Blaze. But that's with knob, assuming you're not running knob. Yeah, 34. Yeah, what will happen, though, is if you put vape on there, you know, you immediately double your damage, and then you slap EM on there. You get up to 126 EM, you go to 66k. Just from putting EM on there and a vaporized character in the team. Maybe you're a masochist and like doing less damage with Hu Tao, but it's okay. I won't judge. This is just how I would do it. Get as much EM as humanly possible to get those charge attack numbers up. And realistically, you don't need so much crit damage. Vape and melt, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that'd be your Hu Tao. Quick little look. It's nice. It's a nice charge attack Hu Tao. Alright, should be all set here. Let me swap over. Back to Genshin. Oh, a Crimson set. Very nice. I run a dual 2-piece Crimson, 2-piece Troop Hu Tao, and I'm crazy for it, but it hits hard, ironically. Shouldn't hit as hard as it does, but it hits. And I guess that could be because I have xilonen slotted, but I'd be a lot better off with Crimson Witch. I just can't bring myself to farm that domain for the life of me. Oh, man, is it painful. Definitely go for Homa, because it's literally the best goddamn polearm on every single polearm character in this game. My Raiden build, that's going to scare you. My Raiden is probably the worst built character I have on my account. Anybody who's seen my Raiden build has scarred themselves. I think if anybody sees my Raiden build, they might throw up. I would recommend nobody look at my Raiden build. Oh, baby! That could be good. HP, eh? Crit rate, but all flat rolls. That's bad. But this... HP off-piece. Who needs an HP off-piece? Anybody? Anybody need an absolute cracked HP off-piece? No, I don't... Can't I just filter by stat? I don't have Arlie. I don't have Arlie. Believe it or not. Oh, that's a good off-piece HP. That's a really good off-piece HP. Oh, yeah, I'm not beating that on Farina. No way, no how. And Hu Tao's running pyro damage right now anyways. Going to HP wouldn't make sense on her. Shit. God damn. Okay, well, that's fine. Alright, let's go look at Kachina now, because we got Kachina pieces through the process of doing all this bullshit today. Kachina might just be my little subservient Ororon artifact holder. Or I guess you will be. Diluc will be my Ororon artifact holder. Secondary weapon for Hu Tao? Blackcliff is perfect. Jade Polearm is good too. Jade Polearm is also very good. That'll probably be Ororon's piece. I can imagine that will probably end up being his piece. No, probably that, but it doesn't matter. Probably that. Oh, I don't have a single viable circlet. Oh. Do I even have attack percent? No. Okay, Ororon's gonna be struggling. Malbuik is probably gonna get her own set. I'm with you there on that one. I think she is. Would it be a total sin to just slap defense on her? As a total Cinder City buffer, just slap a ton of defense on her. Did I get a Geo Cinder City Cup? No. And I didn't get a good defense Sands. Shit. Defense crit damage, that's fine. Did I get one with defense? Yes. Well, we got a Kraken Kachina. Let's get rid of the set filter and throw down Geo damage bonus goblet. Nah, I'm sure Malbuik is going to get her own set. Crit rate ER. Attack HP crit rate. This is probably better. You know, would it be a horrible idea? I mean, I know you're going to use Kachina as an off-field buffer, but I guess you could on-field Kachina with goddamn Codex. No, I believe you, Franku. I believe you. I gotta crank through this. Kachina might end up getting built soon, which is annoying. And this'll fucking work. You know, also there's Footprint of Rainbow. Which is also ridiculous. Goddamn, Kachina. Surprised I have her leveled up this much. Oh, God. I got totally sidetracked. I don't think we want to do any more artifacts. I think what we got to do is get some Tyrant's Fangs. Because I'm going to need a ton of those. An absolute ton. Sorry, I was just grabbing a monster. And I gotta find some way to open this candy, because they always make these freaking toppers so damn tight. I don't know why. I don't know why they always make can toppers so damn tight. Literally using the frickin' like a knife to open it. Ugh. Alright, let's get off of Kinich here and go back to fun Sethos time. Oh, this team is low on health. Of course they are. Of course they are. So I'm going to need a total of... Well, it takes Tyrant Fangs. Is it Mulaney that takes Tyrant Fangs? Or is it Kinich? Kinich took Tyrant Fangs. How many Tyrant Fangs are needed in total? $108, meaning I need 18. Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a ton. That's a ton. Don't mind freaking Sethos being an absolute animal. God damn, Sethos is an absolute animal. A fucking sick-ass animal. I gotta think about what else I need to. I mean, obviously we're gonna be kind of fighting for these books here. Wherever they are. Conflict. 84 books of conflict is absolutely nutso. 28k HP on Xilonen. Yeah, that's totally fine. Xilonen, you typically just want more ER for, you know, Emblem. 90% of the time. You'll have a better time if you do ER for Emblem. I found. Because that damage buff is just as strong as the HP buff. But, I mean, it's also personal preference at the end of the day, too. Whatever you find kind of balances out your kit more. Especially if you're struggling to get burst up time. I mean, obviously you want to go for a little bit more EM than HP. Why aren't you hitting? I literally... Okay. Weird. I'll take a look, Franku, once I wrap up. Or actually, I can do it now. It's fine. Thanks for putting it in asterisks. Not a lot of people do that, and then they're like, why can't I see my account? It's got like 3 profiles on here for you, but I will adjust accordingly. Yeah, I can check your Xilonen and I'll hide them, of course. Alright, so let's take a look here. So, set it's on your Kachina. No, Lord. Alright. Love it. Love Footprint of the Rainbow. Nice. Nice. Man. Over 400% roll value on every fucking piece. That's a cracked goblet, by the way. Yeah, this is a tasty-ass Kachina build. How much does she fucking hit for, dude? Like, what, around 50? You only have her 70 out of 72, which is wild. Not even level 11 skills at C6. She's got to be hitting around 50. Has to be. Especially with all this defense. Could use more defense, probably, but... Hey, CJ. Yeah, Frankie, let me know how much she hits for, Frank. Jesus. That makes me want to throw up. That's awesome. I don't think I've seen an Emblem Feather that good. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Top 1% Kazuha, though, in the world. How? It's C0? I guess it's just because of the absolute fucking cranked out roll value. I'm pretty sure this is like max roll for EM. This is delicious. This is great too. This is good-ish. Need some help. You'd be higher if this was better. But it's so hard to get an onset EM fucking circlet. I understand your pain. Very unsure as to why you're top 1% here. You're the 164th best Kazuha in the world. According to Akasha. 164th best Kazuha. Out of all C0 Kazuhas with Freedom Sword. Even though your CV is interesting. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not sure what they're fucking ranking this on. Because mine are ridiculous. Like, I'm not anywhere close to where I should be for, like, fucking Albedo. Like, my Albedo's absolutely stupid. But I guess it's not because I probably don't have his, like, fucking talents all the way leveled up. Or I only have him 80 out of 90 or whatever. I don't know. Roll value is kind of trash across the board, but it's hard to get fucking golden troop pieces that have a defense balance and a crit balance. So it's like I don't know why the roll value is so shit on this when I got crit damage, crit rate, and a main stat of defense on golden troop. Like, and I'm only top 17%, which is so fucking weird. And I don't know why they're running him in a crunch team. Like, that's irritating that it's like a crunch team. Like, why the fuck is it a crunch team? So I don't know. This is fucking irritating. Well, let me look at your Kazuha, because his skills aren't even fucking leveled, so why on earth are they not even, like... Man, that's confusing. I honestly don't. Yeah, Kasha just prefers CV. It's annoying, because, like, my fucking Albedo should be a lot higher than this. You know, I could use Sealy.mo. Let's see if it likes my fucking Albedo. Doesn't look like they do. It doesn't look like Sealy has refreshed me at all. Because his fucking stats have been fixed since this. But it's, like, got my achievements, right? My Albedo, why is this calculating it at 205 and this is calculating him at... Oh, no. Sealy is correct. Weird. Okay. And it says I'm top 42% Albedos. Because I'm pretty sure they prefer fucking talent rolls. But this guy has him like 288 with Husk, and like... It's Caesar. I just don't get it. And they're scaling attack here, not defense. Like... It won't even fucking count. Okay, it did. 4,000 defense with Spindle. That's ridiculous. These leaderboards irritate me because I know my fucking Albedo is probably one of the more well-rounded characters on my account, and he's very strong. And not a lot of people play Albedo, so I don't even understand how the fuck, like, what the fuck, Akasha? 61,205 is awesome. Yeah, but it's all crunch. I don't understand why. Like, they're all using crunch. I'd be in the top 12 if I was on Spindle, but I can't even see, like, the leaderboards themselves, I think, on Akasha. This is just, like, team. Oh, no, I can. I can go to the overall. It's like, yes, I understand they have more defense, but that's because they're using Husk. Like, it's not comping me against other Golden Troop people. Yeah, they have better CV, and they have better defense, but, like, I'm obviously not going to be top 4 Albedo. Like, this is what top 4 Albedo looks like. You know? Like his pieces on set are so good that he has to use an offset flower. Like, I'm not top 4. You know what I mean? And obviously his defense is practically perfect, because he's got defense on every single piece. So it's like... And he's got him triple crown. I'm pretty sure they all have to have him, you know, like his... No. Okay, this is so fucking goofy. I don't like Akasha. I'm sick of Akasha. I get like too peeved looking at Akasha and like trying to figure out why my shit is not functional at all. Because I know a lot of people that have really trash builds with uncomped artifact sets. It's like, it's so weird because it's not even like damage is much better by chasing ranks. Yeah, your CV might go up, but CV is overall damage per second, not necessarily like rank my Sethos, please, for fuck's sake. Like, don't, like, and they don't do 4 stars. That's mainly who I build. So, like, I don't even get it. Like, I'm that idiot who puts 5-star weapons on 4 stars and is like, let's fucking go. Like, in my eyes, I would fucking 1,000% play Sethos over Raiden. He feels so much more... It's a main DPS. He feels so much more interesting and fun, and, like, I like his playstyle more than just pressing Q and holding auto attack. Like, I have to aim with him. I have to move with him. I have to be able to get enough energy for him. Quick swap into other characters. You know, like, with Raiden, you just press Q, and you have to use bursts on other teammates. You know? And it, as a level 1 charged attack hitting 50k, not even his fucking level 2. It's like, dude, I have him C2. I don't have him C6. If I had him C3, it'd be hitting even harder. If I had his talents higher than level 8, for fuck's sake, he'd be hitting even harder. But no, I have him level 86. He's not even maxed. I'm like, to me, he just feels so much more fun than Raiden. It's like 4-star characters have so much more development in their kits in terms of, like, uniqueness, which is so weird to me. I don't get it. I don't get why 4 stars in Genshin Impact tend to have more fucking versatility than 5 stars. I mean, you take a look at Kujo Sara. With Constellation, she can turn into a DPS. You know, without him, she's a huge damage buffer. You know, you take a look at a 4-star like, I don't know, like Dory. Like, I can on-field my C6 Dory with Wolf's Gravestone when she has her proper artifacts on her and she isn't built for healing. Like, I use her as an on-fielder with her C6. Kirara, I use her as a nuker. I obviously don't have her built right now, but god damn it, is she fun. I did a video on DPS Layla last week, for Christ's sakes, and there's like so many different ways to play 4 stars. 5 stars, it's like you're locked into these specific scenarios because they're oftentimes only able to be built one way without serious investment in the constellations, which is something that not everybody can do, but with 4 stars, it's a lot more feasible. Hazo's awesome. I'll get around to building him one day. That's not even spread damage, you know what I mean? I just gotta get a shit ton of these fangs for Chasca, apparently. I have a bunch right now, but I'd like to avoid using all of them. Because they're gonna also be used by Ororon, I can imagine. Hazo DPS is awesome. Yeah, but Hazo can be played DPS. He can be played quick swap. He can be played support. Like, 4-stars have so much more versatility, in my eyes. Which is why I'd much rather build a 4-star character that I can use in a wide variety of teams over a 5-star that is literally only going to be a DPS. Like, almost all 5-stars are goddamn DPSs. In my eyes, at least. I know it's kind of a hot take, but you can play every 5-star as a DPS. I know. I hate how they make it. I wish the babies didn't drop anything. I mean, it's better than them just dropping, like, meat, but I still wish they didn't drop anything. And it's like they don't drop the higher quality level drops, which is interesting. Yeah, just send your UID in chat, man, and make sure you like separate it somehow, either with spaces or hyphens or something like that, so YouTube doesn't pull it out of chat, because they will do that. I hope I would be able to go for Chasca's weapon, because even if I fail on the weapon banner, I'm not at all opposed to... Yeah, xilonen DPS is a thing that will happen eventually. You know, once I get enough like, kind of side piece codex, it'll happen, just once I get enough codex on the side. Which I don't necessarily have right now. Alright, let's take a peek. Alright, just make sure your characters are in your profile. Alright, let's update it. Should be good to go. Alright, boom it. Alright, so we're looking at who? Xilonen, I'll hide them. Okay. Iron Sting, that's okay. That's okay. Not a lot of people do it, but it's okay. Good. Good leveling. This is a fine crit ratio for now. EM is good. We could use more EM. Guild of Dreams tends to be his best in slot, so you're good there. EM is fine. If you can get more crit rate, then... Well, this is actually like a beautiful circlet. I don't know why its roll value is so low. It's just not factoring in these other stats. This is beautiful. Keep this. This is beautiful. Keep this. If this is your best Dendro Sands, it's fine. If it's not, try and get something with more EM and either crit rate or crit damage. Yeah, CJ, I'll take a look in just a second. This is a fine feather. You know, you don't need HP. I know it took 2 rolls in there, but you know, if there's a way you can kind of get around it, it's fine. You got a lot of rolls into flat defense, which is unfortunate. And this is okay. Like, these pieces are mediocre. They're not cracked, but, I mean, this is a totally fine. I'll hide them. You can adjust Iron Sting to other swords that give better crit rate and crit damage value, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, the 165 EM helps a lot. And then, also at the same time, you're getting that, what, 12% damage bonus that comes with R5 after 2 stacks? So, I mean... The artifacts are unlucky, but I think you're fine for right now. The only thing that's going to scale your damage more is EM and crit damage. So those would be really the only 2 things you have to focus on. Because, you know, using them in a spread team, attack percent's not going to matter at all. Free-to-play sword, you could try... Skyward is okay because of its high base attack, but the... what is it? The Sapwood Blade. That's actually a really, really good option for him. The Sapwood Blade. Let's see here. So it's got energy recharge as a substat, which isn't the greatest, but it grants character elemental mastery with, you know, leafs being generated by 60 by 60. And it's got a very, very high base attack, much higher than Iron Sting. So this is a potential route that you could go, because it gets up to 565 versus your current 510. And base attack is going to scale spread damage. So there is potential here, but, you know, you're also taking a 105 elemental mastery hit, so you'd have to probably balance that out in your artifacts more. I would go, this is probably, like, Blackcliff is going to be a good option, but Sapwood Blade is typically going to be a better run than Alley Flash or Skyward Sword. So I would do that. Let's see. So CJ, let's take, or no, we got to look at your, who else did you say? You wanted Yelan as well. HP attack fine, ER fine, EM fine, crit damage low, no crit rate. I'm assuming you're using it as a burst rotation. Using Fav Warbow on her is fine because that gets some EM. Since you're using Emblem, it caps out at 300 for the boost. It's fine. You're at 220. If you're using her in a vape team or a Hyper Bloom team, and she's the one triggering vapes, more EM. But if she's not triggering vapes and she's not triggering Bloom herself, then EM does not matter. And typically she's not the trigger for Bloom anyways, so, or Hyper Bloom, so for that matter. So I would just avoid EM if you're using her in that rotation. Only thing that's going to be affected is reverse vape, you know, with EM, so HP substats ER is fine. Lots of ER I'm seeing. Just potentially some more crit rate. Maybe take off the crit damage circlet and slap on a crit rate circlet. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but you're just going to get more frequent damage over time. You know, attacking an extra 30% onto this, yeah, you're going to go back down to 80, but then that means you can prioritize more crit damage on your actual other pieces, like maybe your feather, maybe your flower, perhaps, but you know, if you swap this onto crit rate and then get a crit damage sub-roll, maybe HP, you're going to be a little bit happier. All right, so now we're looking at not Hoisin, or no, CJ. CJ's up next. We're taking a look at Nuvi. So CJ, I got a ton of people looking in here, so I'm going to just do Nuvi. All right, top 1% Klee, though. Sick nasty. All right, let's see here. Nuvi is not on your nope. I gotta make sure he's on your profile. Nope. Nuvi's not on your profile yet, so come back and put Nuvi on here, because you also don't have Mulalani on here. So do that, and then I'll come back to you, CJ, in a second. We're gonna go on to the next person. All right, so we're looking at Not Horizons, Alhaitham, and Nahida. I'm going to go ahead and just do one of them because I got a bunch of people lined up here. So do you want me to take a look at okay. We'll go to the worst one then. Alhaitham. Oh, CJ, you said he's in last? I currently don't see him. And I can't refresh for a little bit. Oh, I see him now. What the hell? Okay, well, it was the 11-day update. Klee's number 1 because of the weapon you're running on her. And not a lot of people build their 4-piece over this because they're idiots. Alright, so Nuvi here. What do you want? Nuvi Mulani. Hydro HP crit damage, perfect. That's what you want, especially at C0. Normal skill burst, crowned, nice. Lots and lots of defense rolls. That's your kick in the balls. and you need a better circlet if possible. Something that even has... If you have a crit damage circlet with a... I would go to a crit... Martial Says is only going to buff you by, what, 36%? I would go more... I would lean more into the crit rate, honestly. Prototype Amber is a great piece for him, so don't worry about that. I would just do a crit rate circlet with the crit damage and HP substat. That's going to make him happier. It's just going to bump it up by an extra 30. It'll get your crit rate up to around 80, you know, assuming you're fully proccing Martial Says. And then, you know, if you get a crit damage sub roll, it'll only drop this down by like 40. So you'll be at 80 200, which, you know, is a lot happier for damage over time than 50 240. And there's also a lot of defense on these pieces. If there's a way you could eat away from the defense and turn those into HP rolls, your damage will come up quite a bit. All right, so now we're looking at Not Horizons. I'll hide them. Then we're looking at Nani, and then... Yes. Okay, so Not Horizons. I'll hide them. Did I update this? No. Yeah, roll by EM, attack percent, good. CDCR, ER, good. He needs the ER. CDEM, good. Dendro, yes. Gilded, yes. Attack percent not needed, but it's fine because it's amazing. Crit rate, crit damage, sub roll with EM on the side. Foliar Incision, best in slot. Looking mostly like just talents. That's going to be probably the kicker. His EM's in a happy place. You know, you don't necessarily need to get any higher than that. You know, your crit damage crit ratio is perfect. I would just try and get your talents leveled up. 6-8-8 or 6-10-8 or anything like that. That's going to be where his damage is going to come from. And also, you know, if you're using him in a spread, which typically a lot of people are, spread damage is calculated by this wonderful number called a character level multiplier. It's a portion of his damage. So the character level multiplier actually scales quite hard. This is not what I want. Not what I want. Lord. What did I set this up under as? I don't remember. We're gonna... No, I don't think I saved it under this. Alright. Where the fuck did I put it? I put it somewhere. Maybe it is under topics. Here it is. Alright. So, can you guys see this? You should be able to see this. So, I would actually level him to 90 before you do his talents. So, see this red line here? And where this red line intersects with... I did a whole bunch of calculus to deal with this, so completely ignore these equations. Alright? Don't worry about this shit. So, this is essentially his ideal elemental mastery for any scenario, right? To essentially reach a point where building elemental mastery becomes redundant, this line here is his character level multiplier in effect, or in reference to, you know, what his spread damage is going to be. So this is the saturation point. So this essentially just shows, okay, this is the best amount of EM I can have for his level, right? Right now, you have 418 EM on him. So, and he's character level 80. And right now you have him at 418. So this is where you're hanging out, right? Your spread damage multiplier is going to be right around 3,040, right? In a perfect world, essentially building EM is going to become redundant is right around 780. Now, I'm assuming you're going to be able to get that buff from team members and also from Gilded Dreams. So that's probably going to be a lot closer to where you're at in terms of when you're in rotation. So that's probably fine because this is typically going to, do a little bit less than double. But this is probably going to be your happy place, right? So at level 80, your spread damage multiplier is 3,932. And we're doing spread, so 1.25. And then what is his 68.2%? So spread damage multiplier currently in battle is like 4,800, which is great. But watch what happens when you level him up to 90, right? It goes from 4,800 to 7,300. All right, and that's pre-talents. So going from all the way down here to here, that's a big jump. Yeah, it might require more EM, but still, even if you're not requiring that EM and you're at, still like around 800, 6,600 is a lot stronger than 4,700. It's a crazy damage change. It's incredibly strong. And that's why character level is actually a lot more important to build than EM. But EM is also vital. Attack is not factored in anywhere in these equations. Attack is not important at all, so you don't need to worry about any of that. And then we were taking a look at Nahida. Okay. Hey, Henry. Thousand Floating Dreams goes up to 265 EM at R1. Am I just an absolute idiot and haven't fucking... Oh, it's 241. I thought it was like 195. Okay. Dupe 760. This is fine. Are you by chance like attempting to on-field her at all? I don't think so. Her crit rate and crit damage is very high for C0. Unless you're, focusing on having her elemental skill when it hits opponents deal a large amount of damage, then it's not that important. To really capitalize on her Ascension 1 talent, you're going to want to get this up to right around 1,000. And that's going to allow her to buff party members by 250 elemental mastery versus the 175-ish she's at right now. Because she's giving your party members 175 EM versus the max like 250. Because this is 3/4 of 1,000. 3/4 of 250 is like 175-ish. Yeah, as an off-field, you're going to want a little bit more EM, just mathematically, to buff your team members. And that can probably be gained through swapping this off of a Dendro piece, but, 68 EM on the side here is very nice. I would just prioritize potentially more EM on the Feather and Flower. But, you got a lot, so, if you're going to maintain these 3 pieces, which is probably the best way to go, just potentially more EM on here. Try and get her up to that, she's not really DPS, she's like sub-DPS in this scenario, and she's not dealing the damage. If you're using her in an aggravate setting with Alhaitham, she's just triggering Quicken, 99% of the time. If she triggers her own spread damage, that spread damage has nothing to do with her attack for the most part. It's just crit rate and crit damage. And if you're using her in Bloom, crit rate and crit damage have no effect on the Bloom cores. So, you got to kind of take that into consideration. EM is going to be the thing that scales Bloom damage the hardest. and EM is also going to be the thing that scales spread damage the hardest, harder than crit rate and crit damage, especially since you have her at level 90. All right, so now we're going to be looking at Nani. Nani, are you still here? If you're still here, I'll take a look, but if you're not here, I won't take a look. Ah, can I move chat? Also, you will get a little bit more EM from Floating Dreams. I don't know if that's factoring into your EM count here, but you will get a little bit more EM from Floating Dreams, which is why I would say just a little bit more on the Feather and Flower. Of course you encountered it, Akasha. You brat. Yeah, GG, you're visible. Okay, well, Akasha doesn't like her. Let's go to Enka. There we go. What are we looking at here for Nani? We are looking at Yelan, Raiden, and Arle. Arle's best in slot set. Nice crit rate, nice crit damage. Good leveling on the talents with a nice level here. And you're using Jadewing Spear for the crit rate and the, I'm assuming, attack buff. And that is nice. Artifact-wise, this is a very strong Sands. Pyro damage gauntlet, which is what you want. It's C1, which is perfect. And then crit damage here, which is good to balance it out because you already have plenty of crit rate coming from Jadewing and all of your artifact rolls. Very, very strong Arlecchino. I'd make no adjustments, especially since you happen to have, you know, I mean, potentially more HP, but, like, it doesn't even really matter that much. I mean, her ER is strong, you know, especially if you're using her with a battery. So I'm pretty sure she's fine, you know. EM could go up by quite a bit. If I was going to adjust this in any way, this is where things are going to get a little bit funky. So I will show you this. I'm just going to plug like a rough Arle in. I'm assuming you're using her in a vape. I'm assuming. I'm going to try and do this as fast as humanly possible. La 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 la. Unfinished Reverie. Or no, it's Fragment. It's not unfinished. I was like, hey. Alright. Alright, so we're using crit damage, pyro damage. She's C1. We're using attack percent. Alright, so what I'm going to do is not worry about any of her crit value because it doesn't matter. We're just looking at raw vape damage. Alright, so I'm just literally going to throw in, you know, Xingqiu, which doesn't have any party-wide buffs, just to allow it to proc vape. No artifacts on him, just standard Arle, right? Not going to worry about any of these numbers here, okay? So we're going Bond of Life, and I'm assuming equal to greater than 30% of her max HP. Let's just go with 20. 20 seems like an okay number. And then PJ Spear, we'll go 7 stacks. Why the fuck not? And then we'll go up to 3 stacks for damage bonus increase. And then there are no debuffs as far as I'm aware. Yes. Okay. So she's currently at what? 8 something? 1079. So with literally no crit on her kit, this is kind of where she's hovering, assuming you guys can see these numbers. Yes, she does need more EM, but watch this. She's on attack sands right now. All right. We're going to be looking at... let's just say, let's look at pure burst, right? Burst is 77k. All right. Switch it to EM, 81k. That's the only thing. If you can maintain the same crit rate, crit damage scenario, you just switch it to an EM sands. And it looks like you already have... Or no, that's Reverie. Okay, I was gonna say if you had a full set of it, I would just swap out the sands. Wait, you can because it's Reverie. Yeah, just swap the sands to EM. It's optional, but I mean, yeah, yeah. It's gonna bump your damage up a little bit. It's not gonna do much for your like it's really not gonna change your normal attacks other than it's gonna drop them when they're not fucking pyro. So there's that. But I would go EM if you're going for pure, you know, damage and assuming you can get enough vape uptime. This is before any crit numbers are thrown on here or anything like that. You know, did you ever see one? Yeah, you do ever see one. Like, if we were to actually put a team together here and assume we get enough buffing, I mean, we bring this up. What's she at here? 229. I'm just gonna make it so that she gets up to 229. I'm gonna completely ignore all of the other stats. All right. Just sheer crit, and we're going against a 100 target group 1, and we take Bennett, assuming Bennett's got 865 base attack, level 11, cons 1, and then we got knob buff, and we're doing vape. So here's where we're at right now. That's with EM Sands, okay, on vape. We go to attack percent, a lot less. EM, tacking on 20k on her burst. Around 8-ish to 20-ish on her skill. And then her normal attacks are getting like a 6 to 10k damage buff on her normal attacks. Charge attack 37 to 43. Yeah, I mean, I would go EM, because if you can get her around 200, then, I mean, you're going to fucking double your vape damage, pretty much. So, if you enjoy her on Mono Pyro, then, I mean, don't, you know, don't go vape. But yeah, this is essentially me saying that with your current crit damage, and you're getting Bond of Life, you have, you know, you have a Noblesse Oblige buffer, and you're just triggering vape, and you got Bennett in there or something. You know, you're fucking, you're dealing like a shit ton. So, I mean, it's better. It's better with EM, and since, you know, it's already your off piece, you know, you might be able to kind of have a little bit of flexibility in there. You know, it's an option. Maybe you won't get substats this good on it. Maybe your crit damage will come down a little bit, but EM is going to hit a lot harder than crit damage, you know. 20% crit damage, you know, is nothing compared to EM, and since this is your off-piece, your overall damage is going to come up by quite a bit, especially using it with PJS, so, yeah, that's what I would do. If only I had a Layla leaderboard, man. Yeah, that's right. My Layla's fucking disgusting. Eat my ass. She's an auto attacker. Lord. Alright, I gotta stop looking at this shit. Back to Genshin. We got priorities, motherfuckers. EM Sans, yes, is better in Vape. Mono Pyro, no. Mono Pyro, very much not better. No, I have 2 copies of Iraku. I'm just a nut job. And I have 2 copies of Peak Patrol Song because I'm also a nut job. And I build a defense scaling Kuki Shinobu because I'm also a nut job. Speaking of, does my Kuki even have her artifacts on her? I was using Tenacity for healing and damage, but I think it's time we go back to defense. Oh, I didn't even see GG. I think because you're, yeah, you didn't get a number in, so I didn't see it. What happened there was Genshin must have just taken you out of the system because, or sorry, chat. The chat must have just taken you out because the chat is dumb. Or I don't know why that's on Toma. That's fine. I'll have to find a circuit for her, but yeah. Alright. Yeah, of course I can do it now. I'm getting it ready right now. I'm just loading it into Akasha, so. It takes a second to load in, so. Who are we looking at? Are we doing a whole count, or are we just looking at you? Like, entirely? Or do you got a character in mind? Alright. Looks like they like your Ayato. CV on the Tartaglia. Two-piece. Skyward Harp. High attack. That's a lot of HP on your Ayato. Especially Arlie. Okay. Let's take a peek at Arlie then. We got plenty of time. That's what I'm saying. I don't see her. White tassel, very nice. Underrated polearm right here. Its base attack is low. You know, if you have a polearm with higher base attack, it can tend to be better. But you know, if you're using it for the crit stat, it's nice. And then I forget what its buff is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Are you running her in Vape or are you running her in Mono Pyro? GG. If Vape, more EM right off the gate. That's one thing that I can say is you're going to want to swap this off of an attack sands and jump right to EM. You know, if you're using your Mono Pyro, then no. But like, this is a great goblet because you have, you know, an EM sub on there. It's pyro damage, crit rate, beautiful. Great circlet, crit rate, crit damage, EM, attack percent, perfect. Attack percent, crit damage, crit rate. This could be adjusted. Less attack percent, not as useful. Unless you're building your Vape. Or if you're building your Vape, then more EM. This is fine across the board because you still want a little bit of attack percent. Yeah, the only thing that I would adjust is, since you got Tassel and Arlie up to 90, if you're using her Vape, swing it over to EM. If you're using her for, you know, just Mono Pyro, then I think your attack stance is fine. Just potentially get maybe a little bit of a better, a little bit more crit damage, but I think you're fine. You got a great amount of crit rate, and that doesn't need to be adjusted. 80% is a very, very happy place to be. Probably just level up your skills. You can ignore elemental skill for the most part, but maybe level up her burst a little bit. Normal attack at 9 is totally fine, especially at C0. It's a great C0 Arlecchino. I mean, I just wouldn't make any adjustments unless you're switching her over to, unless you use her in a Vape scenario, because her damage is getting killed right now, just because your EM is not there. Even if you could get EM sub rolls on an attack sans, if you get EM, ditch the crit rate, ditch the crit damage, just take a Gladiator attack sans with like 80 EM. You're going to see your damage come up by quite a bit. So yeah. And then we're looking at, I'll take a look at one more DPS. Let's pick somebody that it doesn't like on your account that you have built. You know, I am the Albedo Wizard, so we're going to take a look at your Albedo. Holy EM. Jesus. Using her as a battery. I don't know why it puts him in a crunch team. So ignore this. Spindy, high defense, nice. Using him as a skill. Not using him as a battery, though. 4-piece husk for that geo damage bonus, which is very nice. Which is something you definitely want to run if you're, you know, using Spindle. You're going to see a big damage jump. I mean, his Ascension 4, or his first talent passive is good. to buff EM, so that's fine for Crystallize. You could run Navia's artifact set, which can get a little bit tricky, but, you know, with the EM Crystallize scaling, that can be okay. I would consider jumping to a... probably a better feather. You can drop down the... I mean, your crit damage is just... Like, where can we get more crit damage out of this kit? Crit rate is fine. It's just, like, probably it's going to have to be your goblet. You know, throwing a crit damage goblet on here, dropping the EM and dropping the crit rate. It's probably going to help out. That'd be where I'd see the improvement, and obviously getting a crit damage substat on your husk piece. Alright, so attack substat on artifact, vape, okay. 48% normal attack damage boost. Yeah, and overload. Monopyro Arcano. That's a Hu-Tao. Does Ayaka and Chlorine need help? Chlorine. Give me just a second to look at all these numbers. High attack, miss splitter. Are you using Chlorine overloaded or aggravate? If you're using her aggravate, you need a lot more EM. If you're not using her aggravate, it doesn't matter as much. Still matters a little bit for overload, but if you're using her for overload, then no. If you're using her aggravate, then more EM. You can still get your EM up a little bit. Your flower needs help. Definitely get a better ratio on the flower if you can, and try and get some more EM or attack percent there. Your attack is already high, which is very nice. Goblet is great. Sands needs some help, but I understand that, you know, it's hard to get a correct stat Sands. Ayaka attack Sands is perfect, unless you're using her for reverse melt, but yes, Ayaka attack Sands works. Typically scales the best. Yeah, I mean, it's just, like, kind of like your standard look at artifacts here. I mean, it's not like you're doing anything wrong. You're obviously gunning after crit rate and crit damage. I would just hunt for a little bit more EM and, you know, be it maybe trying to ditch some of the defense percent and the HP and defense rolls. But, I mean, we're not perfect. It's hard to do. You know, you could get a little bit more crit rate, but obviously that's just going to come in time with your artifacts. I mean, that's about it. You know, Chlorine is fine, especially with Miss Splitter. And then Ayaka, run an attack, 4-piece Blizzard, so you're using her for either freeze or melt. I'm assuming freeze with the Nema Kagiguchi. You know, if you it looks like you love your Ayaka, which is awesome to see. You know, you do have a nice amount of EM, which is going to help. More is better, but I like the crit rate on your feather, which is fine. The crit rate on your flower is fine, especially with the EM on there. If you're using her freeze, EM doesn't matter. If you're using her Ayaka attack goblet, it does, but it's not necessarily always the best. Freeze, yes. Shatter, yes. But with reverse melt, I would attack after I would go after probably cryo damage bonus. And yeah, Franku is totally right. Her burst is very energy heavy, or very costly. So, I mean, with this, I think it's like 60 or 80 or something stupid like that. It's high. And that's, I mean, I'm in Oma Kageuchi. I don't think it's anything to do with ER last time I looked, but try and get a circlet or goblet that has ER, you know, maybe get extra 40% with like 4 rolls if possible. Yeah, you can refine the weapon. That is a way to go. It's expensive, but you can do it for sure. I just don't remember its Amenoma is too strong, but I don't know. I love that you love your Ayaka, and it's always nice to see an Ayaka come up. Underrated cryo DPS, in my opinion. Or a great sub DPS. Donnie, I missed your Raiden. All right, Nani, I'll go back and tackle your ride in just a sec. You can really go either attack sands or cryo goblet. It's just I would like to see a cryo damage goblet on here. But you know, it's not essential. And yeah, and Frankie's totally right about the ER. I often neglect ER because I typically have a battery in my team. And in a Nyaka team, I'd have Layla or, you know, Diona as my battery, so and running them either on an ER weapon or something like that. And then I'd focus on having Ayaka on a higher base attack damage weapon, but yeah, it's unfortunate. We won't get Ryutsli for a while, and fucking goddamn do I want Sithlali. And yeah, Ganyu. Yeah, Ganyu is a good battery for Ayaka. 100,000%. Neglected, but great. Especially building a support Ganyu. Alright, let's take a look at Nani's here. I'm just trying to get Nani's... They wanted me to take a peek at their ride, and I just gotta get there. Did I just look at Yolan and Arlecchino? I thought I looked at their Raiden. I guess not. It's just there was a lot of people all slamming in at once trying to be able to get everything in here, so... Oh yeah, did Nani... Was Nani's the one that didn't like it? Ugh, yeah, I gotta go on fucking Yuka. Anka only likes her. La 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 la. Skyward Spine. Wonderful. ER. Wonderful. It's going to cap at 300 with emblems, so be careful. Don't go that high. Base attack is very high, which is nice. You're running her on an attack percent goblet, which is okay. Typically, this is reserved for higher refinements, but since your ER is so high, you know, that's why you would want to consider the attack goblet over Electro, which is good. But typically, you only want to do that once you get, like, around 300, you know, for the people that are running, like, Engulfing Lightning. So you might end up getting a little bit more damage with the Electro damage goblet, but I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. I just have found that this has diminishing returns before 300 ER, which caps emblems bonus. It's 75% burst damage or whatever it is. So I would consider, you know, something else. Your crit damage crit rate ratio is fine. This is fine. I would just consider Electro Gob. See if it actually bumps up her damage a little bit. I would see if you can do that. If not, it's fine. Skyward Spine, totally fine. Buffs crit rate a little bit. Buffs elemental damage bonus, I think. I haven't looked at it in a long time. But yeah, these are very happy pieces. You got a great amount of attack percent on the side. You got a little bit of ER on the side, which you can get up higher, you know. You can get more ER on your pieces. Attack's important, but you could get more ER rolls. Like, theoretically, a electro damage goblet with ER is going to get you closer up to that 300 number. There's ways to squeeze it in, but this is a very happy, very nice ride-in, so... I would change to Electro Goblet with similar crit rate, crit damage substats, and just see if it bumps her damage up. I don't want to throw it into the fucking calculator because that takes too long. But I would imagine it would. Especially if you're using her in Overloaded, Electrocharged, or, you know, fucking, I don't know, Hyper Bloom. It won't buff the Bloom cores, but it'll fucking buff her spread, or aggravate damage. So, I would consider it. EM is EM, you know. Obviously, you want a lot of EM, but you can't always have a lot of EM. So it's like, it's one of those give and take things. You just got to find a happy number for whatever team you're kind of running. So depends on what she's triggering, what she's doing, and all that shit. So Electro Goblet on Chlorine. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, if you take this off of chlorine, you're going to gain a little bit extra ER as well. Consider swapping them, believe it or not. Chlorine might benefit a little bit more from an attack. An attack goblet as things currently stand in this kit. Because chlorine really benefits from high attack. That is a way to think about things. She will get a little bit better of a crit ratio anyways, right? Yeah. Consider it. That's what I would say. You know, so I don't know. All right, let's switch back to Genshin now. Just getting some stuff set up. Yeah. Nani, Nihongo o hanasemasu ka? Or no? Yeah, your account's on an Asian server, so that's why I shot it over there, and your name is definitely interesting, so. Oh, Lord. Let's see. All right. Yeah, no problem, Nani. Of course. Yeah, back to what we were doing. Killing some tyrants. Oh, yeah, I want to go grab some conchs real quick. That's one thing I got to do. Well, I guess after I kill these guys. I'll go grab some conchs. Because I never got my Anemona Kageuchi. So I got to grab that at some point. Dude, I'm getting, like, locked here. Alright, let's grab these fangs. Did they go in the water? They did. Alright. Did anybody see the video that I put out last night for Sethos for this week? I wanted to do our weekly review. It is kind of a little something different, and I got bored. But I thought it would be funny if I absolutely butchered another language. If any of you guys saw that, let me know what you thought. I thought it was funny, but I don't know. It's definitely something, I'll say that much. Yeah, what did you think, Henry? So, Nani, you don't speak Japanese, then? My accent is cute. My horrible accent, you mean? I don't speak German. I've never spoke German. I've never said a word. I've never said a word of German before in my life. I was just like, you know what? I want to do it in another language. And so I spun a wheel, and I was like, what language should I do it in? And it was pretty much between Russian, Japanese, which I know quite a fair bit of, which to me didn't seem as fun. And German and French, and it landed on German. I was like, oh great, this is gonna sound like absolute barf. Not from Japan? Okay, all right. Thank you. I just thought it was I think it was one of the more goofy things I've ever done in terms of trying to speak. It was definitely interesting. It's not an accent. It's just it's me not being able to speak. It's like, I don't know how to say it. It's like worse than like somebody from America as a Southern American trying to do like a New England accent. But it's like I wasn't even trying to do an accent. I was just trying to like make the words coherent. I don't know. I was just trying to. I'm trying to be able to speak the words as a goddamn English main language speaker. I was like, I can't enunciate these words at all. Let's hide from this guy. Do you speak Henry or do you speak German, Henry? Did we talk about this? I don't remember if we did. Because like it was like 3 a.m. when I was going through comments on that video. Gotcha. Well, hopefully it didn't pain your ears. Because you understand what I was trying to say? Or did you need the English subtitles? Not just the English subtitles that I put in the video. Yeah, 12 a.m. Yeah. I figured it was really early in the morning when I posted it. Which I was like, well, let's get it up early in the morning, and then people will see it throughout the day or something. Really? Interesting. You know, I put a mistake counter up in the left-hand corner of the video, and I was like, I think this would help. Because Jesus Christ, I think I fucked up the words about, like, what was it? At the end of it, it was something like 40 times or something ridiculous. Where I knew I said the word wrong, but I was like, I'm doing this in one take. I'm not going to say these words again. I'm not going to get all... Because I knew if I was like... I knew in my head, I was like, if I'm going to allow myself to do multiple takes of this, it's just going to end up taking me like 4 hours to get it to a place where I was like comfortable with the words. Because I've never spoken before. So I was like, we're doing one take and one take only, and I'm going to see how many times I fuck up and count it. Oh, no, I'm very much aware it wasn't the best. There were just some long-ass words that when I was writing the script for it, and translating it out of this German book I have, the book I have is like fucking 50 years old. So like trying to figure out how to say elemental mastery is like elemental master kit is like, what the fuck? So I kind of just like amalgamated words together and just hoped it worked. Then there were some other like ginormous words, and then figuring out the grammar took me literally all week. I was like trying to figure out how to do certain placements, which is what's nice is it's very, 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 very similar to English because English is based off of German and Latin, and I've done years and years and years and years of Latin. So it's like kind of figuring out the sentence structure wasn't a pain, but figuring out the actual grammatical uses of certain words in the cases of like how do I want to reference a noun? Ay, ay, ay. It's elemental kunder or kund. Of course it's elemental kund, and I said elemental master kit every fucking time. Nice. Thank you very much, German dictionary, for being an absolute pain in the ass. Kunde, elemental master kunde. Of course you have to say the fucking E. Yeah, I didn't look up how to say any of the words. I was just like, eh. And like, koros, or whatever the fuck it is. With that goddamn beta symbol in there that looks like a fucking Greek letter. That makes me also want to bash my head in. I was like, I'm not going to look up how to say this. I'm going to just say gross and call it a day. Make it sound Russian and French at the same time, and hopefully it sounds like a bastardized version of German. This is miserable. I was like, good God. I was like, but I'm not looking it up. I can't be bothered. it took me way too long as it stands to do the entire video. I only had a week to do it, so I was like I did all the voiceover first over like the first 3 days, and then I put together all the clips from stuff throughout stream from the week, and then I also was like, yeah, it sounds exactly like fucking Russian, because I have a lot of background with Russian. God, of course he died. So it's like I feel like it's like a bastardized, hybridized, like Russian idiot trying to speak German for the first time, and it sounds like shit. Did I level a skill up to 6? Or is it still hanging out at level 2? Today's not Saturday, is it? It's Friday. It is Saturday. Oh shit. Well, you might see me doing some of that. Elementar Master Kit. What a fucking word. I'm trying to think of some of the other fucking nasty ass words that were in that video. I feel like I definitely got better as because I did like, I recorded it throughout like multiple days as I wrote the script. Like normal language took me a minute, and then fucking like electoral Schaden Kelch was fucking bad. I'm trying to remember things off the top of my head. And then what was that other one? It was like Grossartigen or something. Fucking gross. And then Verfügbar and fucking... I could never say aufgeladen correct. I always was like aufgeladen. And I could never say aufgeladen. Nen. It's Kelch. Of course it is. That's why I made the fucking, like, mistake counter. Or like, Schatten Durchstrichen den, or something. Like, Schatten Durchstrichen den, I don't remember what the word was, but it was, like, something along those lines. I'd have to read it in order for me to, like, actually fucking remember it, but, ugh. That was not fun. It is aufgeladen. It's not aufgeladenen. So it's not D-E-N-E-N. My dictionary had it as D-E-N-E-N. So I was trying to say aufgeladenen, and I was like, la la la, la la la. Like, that whole, like, thing was just so fucky for my tongue. I was like, I could never nail it down. So I just gave up and said aufgeladen for the entire video. Pretty much. Well, it's like 50 years old. I was just like, yeah, this has to be right? It's a dictionary. I can't believe it's aufgeladen. Because I can say that fine, I think. Maybe. Maybe I don't actually know how it sounds, but I can say that, not aufgeladenen. That just sounds like word barf. Oh, is like the proper that it has like 2 of the ends or something? Is that like the proper version of it? And you German bastards just shorten it up and don't tell the people who write dictionaries that it's actually way different? That's nice. Oh, you did tell him. Okay. Alright. Good. No, this is probably because mine's fucking old. You know what word I really like in German? The only other German word that I knew before I fucking started this thing? Liebestraum. I fucking love that word. It's also a really great piano piece. It's another fall of the nominative. Of course it is. That was just the suggested phrasing that was in the form. Yeah, I figured form. Yeah, of course it's fucking... Of course it is. Well, that was the one that the dictionary recommended for using it in that tense. Really? God damn it. Fucking hell. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. Well, either or, it makes sense. Well, I'm very uneducated when it comes to the fucking tenses. The only fucking... well, the only reason why I could figure out tense use, or at least kind of figure out tense use, is just because of my background in Latin, for fuck's sake. I was like, if I was just jumping right into it and had no idea what a nominative, genitive, you know, associative, or any of those types of tenses were, I couldn't fucking deal with it. You know, I would just look at it and, like, literally throw up. Like, trying to explain to somebody what the genitive tense of something is like... And we don't even talk about it in the United States in terms of our actual English language. Like, we don't necessarily have a genitive tense, you know, for certain words. We just have, you know, the concept of possession. Okay, that killed me. What the fuck is a German English? Is it just, like, German-sounding English? Oh, for you, a German, the English is easier than German. Really? Really? I feel like I've always heard the opposite. Because, like, at least in German you have tenses and things follow a strict order. With English, it's like fucking words can mean 5 things and also, you know, be utilized in five ways. You know, then, there, here. Like, all of these homonyms and fucking all that bullshit just throws non-English speakers for a loop. And there's like hundreds of them. Especially since they sound different. Well, some sound different, but others also fucking read different and are wrote different. So it's like, for the non-English speakers, I feel like that's got to be difficult. It's easy? Well. There's that then. 9 times 3 is 27. That puts me at 60. Which still keeps me in the green. So how many green fucks do I need? I need 96. I own 225. So I'm pretty sure I could do this and be okay. Okay, now how many of these do I own? 101. In total, I need 108. You tricky bastard. Alright, how many of these do I have? 145. I need 96. So I can do that. No, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. I need to go kill some more Saurians. Nice. I can do this. No, that's too much. I can do this. Alright, that leaves me with 113. That puts me over the threshold that I need. Oh, you just talk with AI in English? Oh. Well, that's cool. Oh, looks like I need 14 of those things. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those. And then I also need a Nemo. Lots of a Nemo. Alright, how are we going to get these? Okay.
Und Sethos aufgeladen. Schüssen gegen Gürtelfluss, Elektroschaden ausfällt für die Lebenspunkte, die Geld werden Geld.
Fucking barely have an idea of what you're trying to say. Very barely. How many of these do I own? Two? Two. I can read it. Now. Now that I've got there, I can read it, I guess, but holy hell. Is that a sentence that I said? No, I don't think I said that. That's too, like, informal. I mean, roughly. I mean, I would just say it damages the enemy. Lebenspunkte des. Oh, I say des because fucking Japanese, dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's that's tilting. Alright, so how many silken feathers do I own now? 10, and I need 4 more. Am I gonna be able to get those this week and next week? And get Dream Solvent? That is going to be tricky. That is going to be a tricky biscuit. That is for sure. I use Yolan's signature, Alakwa Simulacra, but any ER or HP bow can be fine. You can hold a presentation of every single Genshin character in German. You should. You should. I'll listen to it. Doing the German dub on the video took an entire week, and if it performs really well with audiences in Germany and they get a kick out of it, then I'll do more of it. But if it doesn't like fucking do well because I did it in German, I mean it depends. If it does well with German audiences, then I will consider doing more of it in the future. But if it does poor with English audiences, I'll probably just keep my videos in English. I'm addicted to Albedo. Yeah, well, the Genshin community, may not necessarily have those things, Henry. I can't say that verbally, but they may not necessarily have those. That's kind of a hot topic. Just how gay are you, Henry? Jesus. Every single Genshin man you thirst over. You're, like, thirsty as shit. Like, thirsty. I don't think there's any more desert things I have to do. I mean, there's obviously little quests, but I gotta just go kill tyrants, dude. or get Tyrant's Fangs, which is annoying, but it is what it is. 99 gay. There you go. Heard it here first. I'd be gay too if I was gay. I hate women. Make me want to bash my head in. But God was not that kind to me, so I have to like women. But Baiju gives off, like, daddy vibes. Jory don't hit for shit when there's no fucking... I don't have her Uraku leveled. Ugh. Can I get Homa up now to 90? Yeah, baby. We can. I will stay away, unfortunately. I'm just not gay. I figured that out. Let me go grab some of these, honestly. I've had girls do similar shit for me too, but man, fucking hell, women. Sometimes it's nice, though, to get treated. I don't know. As far as relationships go, I've just had a stroke of terrible luck my entire fucking life. We're gonna hold on to some blue ones in case I need them. Oh yeah, and then we want to craft the mats that he needs. Which are not these, they're these. Wait, no. Who was I? Wait. Wait. Sethos. He takes Praxis. Ah. Just getting this up a little bit of a skosh isn't horrible. It's not like it scales its energy regen or anything like that. It's just nice to have. Holy 450, really? Oops, minimized genshin. God, 450, huh? Do I have any? Doesn't tell me any how much. No, that's annoying. How much do I have? Alright, I got enough. There goes a nice big chunk of Mora. But man, does it scale nice. This will be getting a crown soon. It will be, eventually. There you go, 60 pulls for newbie. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. How much more does this take? 120k? Is that doable? I can craft 2 of them. And I'll craft those 2. Whee! That way I'll have these to hang on to. When I get 120k more of. There you go. That's awesome. There you go. Good way to get more would, I guess, be exploration and sigils. Sigils around the desert. Let's just put like a fun team together or something like that so I can go explore around the desert a little bit. Or, I wanted to check how many sigils I have first. 7? Ooey. Ooey. Thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Play some TCG then. Go for it. That's going to be a future team. I got to put together a Chasca team. Honestly, I gotta work on this. Off stream though. I won't do that on stream. We'll run Jory into here. We will use xilonen for exploration. We will use perhaps who else should we use? Well, I like the idea of Nahida, and I honestly like the idea of Sethos. This team, I'm sure, is fine. Just for a little bit of desert exploration. Sayu, yeah, I know. Sayu will happen, just, you know, when there's a lull in content. You know, for the time being, I got a lot of stuff I gotta take care of, so. God, is Giori an absolute beast. You know, that's wet. I don't want to deal with that. Alright, let's go kill some stuff. I think I want to go around the outside here. See if there's stuff up in the right. Yeah, the amount of Sayu players is very, very small. There's got to be some juicy loot around here. Even around there. Got to be some sigils and some chests and some stuff like that. Just floating around. Ah. Yeah, play it for fun. Totally. As long as you're having fun with the characters, that's all that matters. My Dendro sigils have definitely came up quite a bit. But I'm still... Or not Dendro sigils. Dendroculus have definitely come up a little bit, but... I'm still, like, 100 away, apparently, from, like... anywhere close to where I need to be. Adopted her with Kachina? Hell yeah. God, Shiori's a truck. Yeah, let's get that hero's win up, honestly. Exploring's gonna help. Shit. Oh, have I been down there? Probably. We'll go down there and see if there's stuff. Oh, there's a Dendroculus. which I will grab 100,000%. Genshin on iPad is cursed. I would avoid it if you can, but I mean, if you can't, then there's that. Playing TCG on mobile is fine, though. They should make a TCG mobile app, in my opinion, that is linked up to your real account. That would be fun. It's hard to do TCG, though, if you're going to do it strictly on mobile, because you got to transport places to fight certain people. But it'd be cool if they made just like a mobile TCG-ish. Oh, of course. A mobile TCG-ish, like, thing. I feel so sorry for you. Mobile Genshin must be painful. Oh, I think I've already gotten all of those or something. I feel like I got an achievement for that. Doesn't look like I've done this yet. Okay, cool. Nice little puzzle. What the fuck, dude? No, why does it have to move that way? Oh, that's frustrating. Let's see if getting down here and killing anything actually does anything. Like, where is this thing that's, like, targeting me? Because it's really annoying. Dude, where is this thing? Is it outside? Is it up top? Where the fuck is it? I need to kill it so it stops hassling me. Ugh. Dude. Where the fuck even is it? Alright, that looks fine. Here it is. Fuck you. But that cannot be unlocked. Buys you on one pity. I'm sorry. Once they're locked in, it looks like. Doesn't seem like I can move these. Wait, why did that happen? Okay, that's kind of confusing, but okay. Looks like I need both of those things. Cool. Okay. So you're hitting here. This can only be moved. And it's gonna strike there. Is there a way that I can turn this off? This cannot be rotated. Meaning there's some way that I can get back there, probably, maybe. Goro body pillow is a wild sentence. That's not a door. Maybe I can just take 2 of them. I mean, that might not be the right way to do it, but... I mean, what does that allow me to do? This? Oh, luxurious chest. Nice. Then that disappears the wall, and then there you go. Cool. Did that happen to be a purple instructor's circlet? I believe it did happen to be that. Wherever it went, though. Huh? There's a purple instructor circlet. Where'd you go? Maybe it didn't hit my inventory yet. Heard it. Huh? Ooh, baby. Let's see what our Kujo Sara instructor is looking like now. Instructor Sara. This just has to be electro damage bonus, you know? I'll switch around to this because I can. It's gotta be that. I don't have a better plume. Just gonna roll the art once, you know? Would have been nice. But the game don't like me. Alright, let's go back up top. Let's see. I see chest. I also see a chest up there. Bet you there's a bunch of chests. All around this little area, all spread out. All in very annoying spots, I'm sure. That's okay, because I need this faded silk for Sethos. What's a skill at? Gotta love books of praxis. I need some healing food. Was there a fire down there? Not a cooking fire. Gliders? Probably. I don't know. I don't have all of the pretty other region gliders. Because, goddamn, are they expensive. And require a lot of time to do. Working on Fontaine right now, though. So that'll get done sooner than later. This helps me see where all the chests are, though. Kind of cool. Oh, I have to kill Firebird? Dude, just instant Sethos knockout. Holy shit on shit. that more praxis that I see? I could have swore I saw another chest. Ingenuity. I feel like I saw another chest up here. Maybe I'm tweaking. I see a Sealy, though. Okay, so there's a chest. Like, there. I wonder how you even see Dendroculus in this shit. Let's go over to that Sealy. Where'd it fucking go? Oh, there it is. I need to heal my characters, but I can't be bothered. Oh, that was a short walk. Shortest Sealy ever. How can I remember all that ways? Not sure what you mean. Ah! After this next chest, I gotta heal my characters, and then I can hop back in here. And there's gonna be some more chests up here and stuff like that we'll come back for. Ah, common chest. Doesn't look like it. I just gotta do that for Peak Patrol Song, which is goofy and annoying, but it is what it is. Ah. Shiori's little buggers will kill them all anyways. Alright, let's go heal. No books, that's fine. But Dendro Sigils, that's what we need. I wonder if I should start saving more. I mean, I got a week to get like 7 million Mora. That you have to go to find all the Sealies and stuff. I don't know. It's just like a... Like, it's a mental thing, I guess. Like, I'm like... If I see a Sealy, like, I gotta get the Sealy, because I won't fucking remember to go back for that Sealy. Like, ever. Just kind of like one of those things. Where you're like, well, shit, I guess I gotta fucking go get the Sealy. You don't have to use burning on these things, right? You have to use, like, you have to trigger something else remotely. Well, this is gonna get marked, and then I'll come back for it later. When I'm hunting. The difficult ones I usually just mark. I need someone other than Nahida in this team. Because I want to be able to heal with xilonen on the fly. No, I don't know where they are. The Sealies? I don't remember. Oh, when I'm moving around. Oh. That's what I say. I was like, I don't know. Guess we'll take Bennett. We'll take Bennett. Because Bennett heals. Boy, oh boy, do I have to level up our normal attack. This isn't even a part of the desert, so I don't know why I'm exploring this. I I thought this would be a lot more blinding than it is. It's really not bad. Okay, that's annoying though. Annoying as hell. Nothing. I think that's the camp I just raided. Looks like there's something up there. Dabu Dabu Dar? Was it just one of these that was up here? That's all? Oh, there's a shrine. Might as well go ahead and mark this, because I won't ever remember to come back here. I don't have a key for it, do I? No. Oh, the Abyss Mage. Yeah, Abyss Mage do go dabu dab. Nothing's really wandering around over here by the keep. Not just. Strange. Oh, there is a time trial over there. Everything in the desert is so spaced out, like in terms of like distance, and God, is it tedious. Like, there's a chest all the way up there. Dun, 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 dun. Just leading me down over here to this chest. I'm sure I have a boatload of these damaged prisms. Video with music and just the game. If people would watch it, maybe. I don't know if a lot of people would, though. Oh yeah, I wanted to go back for that chest up there. I'm getting sidetracked. Gotta figure out how to get up there. It's also hard to find copyright-free music. I'll say that. I don't even know if what I'm listening to right now is. I know it's made by AI, and it's made by one of those AI bots that posts stuff up on YouTube. So I highly doubt it has content ID, because I don't think AI music qualifies for that kind of stuff. So I'd have to get a little finicky with it and see like what is and what's not copyright ID or content ID claimed. And then the other fishy part of it is it's like something may say that it's free use, but it's actually not. So things can get funky. Yeah, I want to level up her normal attack. Gotta love teachings of praxis. Yeah, Fontaine's music is really good. Especially the underwater theme. I don't even know if this really qualifies as Desert of Hadramaveth. I'm gonna say it does, though. Just so I have an excuse to explore it and get sigils. Because I am Mora hungry. That didn't hit? Really? I know there's a chest up here. Yep. I hate how these chests don't give sigils, though. It's annoying. Like, they're chests in the region. They should give sigils. I don't have any more as it stands. So there's nothing for you to eat up. That leads me down there. God, this region is just so ginormous. It's all so big. Starve on Mora. Dude, I am starving for Mora. Just guess gotta stay high and keep an eye out for chests. If they even render. Well, there's something that requires pyro. Guess we'll go do that. I normally can't. I wasn't even looking, to be honest. The fact that you need 35 sigils for Sumeru and literally 30 for every other region is tilting. I think I saw no, I didn't. Eyes are playing tricks on me. Ah! Are these time gated by chance? They are. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Sprint, you fuck nut. Sprint, 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 sprint. Okay, I have to get out of goddamn fucking... Ugh. Of course they're time gated. Like, why would they not be time gated? Genshin can't make my life easy. Is there 4 of them? There is. Alright, well, I gotta wait for this to reset so I can, like, properly do this. That missed. Fucking hell, dude. Just for a common, too. Not even an exquisite, just a common. I bet you that's not even exquisite. It doesn't even look like an exquisite down there. That's like a xilonen camp. Oh, it's a common. Looks like there's chests down there, too, which we can grab.
There's a whole bunch of like random exquisite ones too that require like small little niche quests, but I'm not really into doing those right now. 100%ing the desert is something that will never happen. It's just a matter of me being stubborn. Let's see. Dendro treasure compass would be huge, but I don't think that's something I'll see in my lifetime, unfortunately. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to swap into Amber. Nice. I don't get how those are missing. If only those gave goddamn sigils. Can't believe I didn't grab this piece here. Am I crazy? I feel like I must be a whack job for not grabbing this. There's got to be sacred seals out that aren't consumed, right? There has to be like an abundance of sacred seals that aren't used on the map. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that's got to be the case because nobody will ever be able to find every single sacred seal unless they're all marked on the map, and that's how Genshin decided the game would be played. But I feel like they always have an extra Oculus, right, in the region in case there's just one that nobody can get. As far as I'm aware, they have an extra Oculus. Praxis, please, perhaps? Teachings of Praxis, perhaps? No teachings of Praxis. The memory? What do you mean, the memory? Oh, yeah, the memory of the Oculuses? I mean, I guess, yeah. The extra one could be used for some type of game mechanic that they could be putting in at a later point, you know, where there's fucking... Yeah, the pain and torture, but I feel like it could have a use. Like, you have to put all the Oculuses in a shrine at some point in the fucking end of the game or something dumb like that. Or they all require one Oculus or something. Imagine. Fucking imagine. I got Mondstadt at leeway at 10, Enaz at 9. Sumeru has got to be at like 6 or something. Like 6 or 7, I think, because I'm still missing like 100. I'm pretty sure. And then pretty sure Fontaine's level 9. But Sumeru is by far the weakest. Where did I sneak these Oculus? Or where are these little sneaky Oculus? Perhaps something here to remove a wall. However I do that? I don't know. Maybe it's changing that cell. Can't interact with that book. Sounds like you're gonna fall asleep. How am I still fighting something? There's got to be a way to get these oculi in a reasonable manner. They literally sound like they're above me, you know? I feel like it doesn't have anything to do with those. It's just the fact that they're... like I can hear them, you know? Doesn't look like any of those walls are adjustable. This is very strange. Maybe they're just lower. If that's even a thing. Doesn't seem like it. Not quite sure how to get to those. Tanith Camps is pretty much finished up. The Abzu Pit, I think I neglected. Because it was like my first thing that I was exploring. I feel like I neglected it. So we'll go take a peek. So maybe there's something that requires higher clearance in the path of Abzu Road. My voice is not that soothing. It's very grating on my ears when I'm editing. That's nothing there. You're just glazing me. Does nothing around here require higher clearance? Could have swore I thought it something. To it, not for it. Oh, you're glazing to it. Gotcha. That's a little creepy. Not gonna lie. Ah, here's the higher clearance stuff that I was thinking about. Okay, well the elevator's now back in service. How the fuck am I gonna get... Oh. No, you're fine. Oh, well this is very nice. Very nice to see. Come on, get over here. Oh my god. You feel like a turtle. It's an interesting expression. Tired and slow. I'm always slow, so... I was dropped when I was a baby. I'm kidding, but... Nice. This is cool. This whole, like, locked area. Oh, I'm gonna get squashed. Oh, that's dope. Aw, man, this is cool. This whole area's got, like, exploration and stuff. It's not just a little bit. It's, like, all high clearance stuff. Do 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 do. Have I been here before? I don't think so. This is like a one-way hallway. Looks like that's the way out. Maybe? Oh, I'm gonna get crushed again. Oh, well, this is cool. Have I been here before? No. Dude, this is massive. Crush him? Oh, Lord. This is going to take me back to where I just was, I hope. Maybe? By following that Sealy. No. Yes, this is where I just was, right? Okay. Navigating this is going to be interesting as hell. Say that much. What's down here, though? Man, all this shit that I've never touched. This is awesome. Why did I switch to Amber? Force of goddamn habit. There's so much loot down here. This is awesome. Oh, she can literally just tank this shit. Doesn't do ass.